You're listening to Stories Behind the Songs with Chris Blair. For more information, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at SBTSongs or check us out at chrisblair.com. What's up, everybody? We are here at CMA Fest, downtown Nashville. This is one of my favorite weeks. It's also one of the busiest weeks, and we are here at the Music City Center today, and we're about to do some Stories Behind the Songs with a lot of different artists. So stick with us. We're going to be talking to a lot of people. This is going to be awesome. Let's get to it. All right, here we are. Marin, Taylor, how are you?
I am so good. How are you?
I'm good. We are kicking off CMA Fest. It's so fun. This is always an awesome week. Yeah. This is your fifth time being at CMA Fest, and you've got multiple shows going on. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling so good. This is my favorite time of the year. Yeah. And so every time CMA Fest rolls around, I'm like, it's summertime. Everyone who loves country music is going to be in the same spot. I love it. So yeah, this is my fifth one, but it's kind of my sixth one because the first year I came here, I was a fan. So, and it's where I met my label and everything too. It's where I got discovered.
That's amazing.
I just love this time of year so much.
What are you most excited about this week?
Oh, man. I have a Chevy Vibe stage tomorrow at 11:30. I have a Fanfare X meet and greet. And then I think probably my favorite thing I'm excited for is I have a fan party tomorrow, and it's sold out in 5 minutes. And so I'm pumped for it. Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
You're crushing it.
Thanks.
You're crushing it.
Thanks.
Speaking of, I want to talk about, so your latest single, Same Girl Same, just came out in February.
Yeah.
So let's dive into, obviously, what we do mostly on this podcast is Stories Behind the Songs. We want to talk about that. So tell me the story behind that song.
Oh, I will. I might spill the tea a little bit. The tea is a little piping. So I wrote Same Girl Same about an ex that showed up to a show with another girl. And this happened last fall. And it was just weird. We had dated all summer, broke up, and then he bought a ticket to come to the show. And my first thought was to the girl, and I was just like, she has no idea where she is. She has no clue. Because if I knew, if my boyfriend, someone I was dating, was like, hey, let's go to the show. By the way, it's someone I used to date. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to that. So I feel like she was kind of just there and didn't know. And so I was like, I see you. I've been in those shoes. Same girl, same. So that's how that song came about.
Was that one that, because of all of that history, did it pour out quickly? Like the idea?
Yeah. For sure. I feel like Same Girl, Same is kind of like a saying I've always just kind of said if something's relatable. And so I had it written down in my phone in my notes app, which my notes app is just, if you're a songwriter, you know your notes app is, nobody wants to see that. So I wrote Same Girl Same is in my notes app, and I went into the write with Josh Kerr and Jason Signs, and I was just like, this thing happened to me, guys, and I have this title, could work. And so we wrote the song, and then I played it on the last tour I was on. I opened for Kelsey Ballerini in arenas, and so the story I literally just told you, I told in the arena, and thousands of people would just go boo to the guy, and I was just like, yes, therapy. I love it.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. You just finished the tour with Kelsey, and you're about to go out on another tour.
Yeah. I'm about to go out with Jake Scott in July and August, so I'm really excited. I'm direct support for him, and so it's going to be really fun. I'll play some of the same songs I played on Kelsey, but I have an album coming, so there's a bunch of new songs I've been kind of teasing out there on TikTok and all the things, so I'm excited to get to play these songs finally.
You're making my life easy because that was the next thing I wanted to talk about and start pushing that album. So so any kind of sneak peek stuff that you can tell us about?
There's gonna be 12 songs on it, so it's a big album, debut album. It'll come out in August, and I feel like the last EP I did was called Get to Know Me, and that one was kind of vulnerable. It was kind of an inside look at my life that I hadn't shared about before. And so I dive a little bit more deeper into that, into this next album. And I have a song called Dirty Blonde on it. And the hook is, you'll never do it dirty blonde dirty again. Hence, same girl, same.
I love it.
So all my dirty blondes out there, I'm like, Hey.
Well, we can't wait to check it out. And I know that you've just got so much going on, and we love sitting back and watching your success. So
thank you.
Yeah.
No, I love the listening room. Anytime I get to go, I'm like, it's the songwriting aspect of my job. It's the best. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. Marin, have a great week. And we'll see you. Alana Springsteen, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm so good. This is always a fun week, and I was so excited that we got to sit down with you. We've known each other for a long time, and I have gotten to watch your career just absolutely take off. I'm so proud of you. You're just absolutely crushing it. What is this week like for you?
Oof, man, it is chaos in the best way.
Yeah.
I feel like going into CMA Fest week, you always get that little like bit of adrenaline rush of going, okay, it's going to be nonstop. It's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be tired, but it's going to be great. And I just get excited to see the fans. I think that is what fuels me the most is live performance. And the fans that come to CMA Fest are the best in the world. I mean, they're like die hard. Will stand in the sun all day and get sunburned. Don't do that, guys. Drink water and bring sunscreen. But truly, like, the energy that they bring fuels me and makes me excited to go create and to get on the road and keep doing what I'm doing. So it's always just really fun to walk into this week. And this one particularly has been fun. I'm playing the close-up stage today with my boy Mitchell Tenpenny and Tyler Braden and Ty Bentley's hosting. And we're just getting to talk about creation of songs and the intention we put into not only the writing aspect, but also production and, you know, kind of blending country with music that we grew up on and how we approach all of that. So I'm really excited to dig into stuff that I don't normally get to talk about because I'm a nerd about that stuff. So we got that coming Riverfront tomorrow and hosting for BBC Radio 2 all weekend, just getting to talk to country music royalty. I mean, Brooks and Dunn yesterday was pretty incredible.
I mean, you know, some things you just have to do and like hanging out with guys like that. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I feel very, very blessed.
I think, you know, that's one of the things, like, I love your just drive, you know, you're just always go, go, go. You know, and you're also one of those artists that I will see just stand in the sun with them, and just love your fans. Where, you know, sometimes people get tired and they're like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to go back to the bus or whatever. And you have been like that since I've known you. You just never stop and you want this so bad. And that's why you're making it.
Thank you for saying that. It's funny, like, you do see the artists that are like pretty quick to get off stage and, you know, want to get back. And it's chaos. I get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's hot, like crazy schedule, all of that. But I hope I never lose that because all I want to do is get off stage just so I can hug them. Like we have that connection. We have those moments. And any chance I can get to say hi to fans or like make a moment, make memories with them. Like that's what it's all about. That's what we're doing. That's what CMA Fest is all about.
Yeah.
You know, the energy that they put into just being here, like not only money, tickets, flights, whatever that is, but time and, you know, just taking days out of their crazy schedule to just be here and escape and be a part of what country music is. Any chance I get to hang out with them, like it's everything to me. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
So I love it. But thank you for saying that. There's never been a plan B for me. Like since I was a kid, this is all I've wanted to do. I picked up the guitar when I was 7, started writing songs when I was 9. And just growing up, hearing about Nashville, just dreaming about being here for CMA Fest, the Opry, the Bluebird, like these iconic places. They were just dreams at the time. And I don't think I could grasp what it would feel like to actually be living it. And I just feel so grateful, you know, in the moments where it gets hard, where you're tired, where you're grinding. Like I try to remind myself that 7-year-old me would be freaking out to even be doing like a fraction of what I'm doing now. So
yeah,
it's a dream come true in every way.
Well, I mean, everybody in the industry also sees that in you. You were named CMT's Next Woman of Country, which we've talked about before. And I know that meant so much to you. But like today at the close-up stage, I think that's really awesome because it really is close up with the fans and you get to dive in to those stories behind the songs a little bit more than you would on the big stage, right?
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that a little bit. Your debut album, 20-something, was released in 23, and we've watched all of that just blow up. And then you did a live version of that song from the Ryman, which was super cool.
Thank you.
And I know that you've got a lot of stuff that is coming out soon.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the stories behind all of that stuff and kind of sneak peek of what's to come.
Chris, I've been just in a season of so much personal growth and change over the last 2 years. Writing 20-something, my debut album, like you mentioned, was honestly just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Like, I learned so much about myself writing those songs. Writing has always been my therapy. I mean, you know me. I've been like playing at the listening room and these rounds coming up, and writing is truly what helps me get what's in here out and just feel like I can make sense of what's going on in my head. And 20-something taught me so much about myself. But I think coming off of that record, feeling the response from, the fans of going like, you're not alone. Like, we're right there with you in this growth and this period of life. And like, we need to hear what you have to say. That just made me go, okay, what else is there? Like, let's dig deeper. Yeah. Let's like keep continuing down this path. I think ultimately my goal as an artist is to say the hard things and like the stuff that is hard to talk about. And the past 2 years has been like, in some ways, the best times of my life, in some ways, the worst times of my life. And I think that's what growth looks like a lot of times. I've started going to therapy for the first time. And I feel like just that has given me so much vocabulary and the language to go in and put it into the songs and put it into the music. I wrote a song called Same God that's coming out soon. And, I basically wrote it to my parents. I feel like as you grow, as you change, you start to go, okay, like, I've got to trust my path. I've got to trust my choices because I'm the only one who knows me. I'm the only one who's on this journey. And like, you're going to be pulled in a million different directions from expectations from other people, whether it's personal, whether it's on the industry side of like what you should look like, what you should sound like, but just learning to trust your gut and to double down on that. That's what I wrote Same God about. It's me telling my parents, trying to convince them that I'm okay and to trust that, they raised me right. Everything's going to work out okay. And just to trust who I'm becoming and to honor that journey. And there's so many songs coming on this record that I'm kind of terrified to release, but I think that's how you're doing it right.
Yeah, absolutely. When's that coming out?
We don't have a release date yet that I can share, but I'm actually playing 2 brand new songs during CMA Fest and on Riverfront and probably at Close Up. Honestly, we'll see what happens, but starting to play the songs live and tease them and just kind of preparing to enter that next chapter. So I'm really excited. I'm like chomping at the bit.
I can't wait. Well, thanks for spending a little bit of your crazy week with us. I know you've been on the podcast with me before, so I've asked you this question, but just for the CMA, and it's been probably, I don't know, maybe a year ago since we did the podcast together. But you said a while ago, 7-year-old you, my last question, typically, 8-year-old you, everything that you've done. And now we're here at CMA Fest and you're hanging out with icons. You're hanging out with Keith Urban tonight. What advice would you give yourself going back and talking to 8-year-old Alana right now?
Oh my goodness. Just do you, girl.
Yes.
I truly think that's what I would say to her. I grew up, in a big family, a lot of personalities, a lot of emotions, chaos, in a lot of ways beautiful, but in some ways it made me feel a little on edge and like I kind of had to blend into the background and be steady for everybody else around me.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of my life just people pleasing and trying to be whoever I needed to be, make people happy. And kind of fit the mold of what I thought I should be. And I've had to unlearn some of that. So I think if I could tell that little girl something, it would just be lean into who you are, figure out how to listen to your gut and trust it.
It's great. I love it. And you are doing an awesome job. You have your own look. You are you. And that's one of the things I love about you is just you embrace that. And so does everybody else. So
thank you for saying
huge
that.
Fan.
And truly, like, I don't think I would be here without people like you in my corner. Like I played the listening room, my first ever round. I don't know if you remember this, when I was like 10 years old, back when the listening room was the oncoming station. And man, I'm so grateful for people like you championing songwriters, because that's at the core of what we all do. It's all about the song. So thank you for what you do and for believing in me.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Everybody check out Alana Springsteen. She is absolutely crushing it. And I am and always will be a huge fan. We'll see you. All right. Callum Kerr in the house. How you doing, brother?
I'm feeling good. It's day 2.
Day 2?
It's, marathon, not a sprint. So we're taking it easy,
That's
but
right.
we're getting lots done. So it's been good so far, man.
Yeah. And this is your first CMA Fest.
First CMA Fest, yeah. The cherry has been popped.
Yeah,
That's it.
man.
We're official. I even got a little badge. I forgot to wear it today, but it's like your CMA debut badge. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's what have you been most excited for?
playing the CMA, I played the Spotlight stage yesterday.
Yeah.
That was really good. And I got a couple full band gigs this weekend, which I think I love playing. I did acoustic yesterday, which was really good fun, but I love rocking it out with the band. So I got a couple shows this weekend, one over at the Ryman, and then another one at Luke Combs Bar, Category 10.
Very cool.
And so I'm looking forward to rocking out there.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I want to talk about, we dive into stories behind the songs. Your debut EP, Roots Under Me, is set to come out in July.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, 6 songs. We narrowed it down from, I think, 50 songs.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like. We're on the grind in Nashville writing. We took a couple outside cuts, which was cool.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've done that, and that was amazing because we had our songs and we had our favorites, and we said, all right, well, this is what we got so far. If there's a song out there that we think is better for the EP or that beats it, then we'll take it. And so we took some pitches. Dustin Lynch, his team pitched one of his songs to us, and we cut that, and so that came out a couple of weeks ago. It's doing pretty good. So it's been a journey so far. But yeah, July 25th, all 6 come out as a package, and I'm just excited. It's been about a year in the making, and it was great. We cut it with Dan and David Huff, who were the other half of.
You couldn't get any good producers,
right? Exactly. Yeah, we had to settle for these new guys.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. So obviously it sounds terrible. The mix is horrible, but no, I mean, I couldn't be more. And they were really happy to take kind of what I thought we could do with the songs, and they were perfect because I said, I'm a country, diehard, but I grew up listening to rock music in Scotland, and we didn't get much country music when I was growing up, so I was like, I would love to have a little bit of that rock personality in there, but I don't want to take it too far from country where it's just a rock song with country lyrics,
Yeah.
And so they just did little tweaks here with slightly heavier drums in some songs and, bigger solos in other songs, and I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
And so I'm super happy with
I can't wait to hear it. I know this is probably a really tough question, going from, probably around 50 songs down to the 6.
Mm-hmm.
What song are you the most excited for fans to hear?
So there's 2 out already, so I'll take them out of the equation.
Yeah.
Since you can already hear those.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite ones is a song called "It Ain't Working," and it's kind of the quintessential Nashville country song. Everybody talks about drinking whiskey during a heartbreak, and it's just, how do you find a new way to say that? And so we wrote a song. I wrote it with a couple guys here, John Pierce and Mika. Mika Wilshire, and we just had a blast in the studio. We drank some tequila, and we were just reminiscing on all of our heartbreaks. And,
Singing a whiskey song, drinking tequila.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Mika is I don't know if he'll see this, but I'll send it to him. Him and John are tequila aficionados. So they don't have. You are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were bringing out brands that you've never heard of before with the coolest.
You have
labels
to call me next time. That's right up my alley. Yeah.
Well, we're doing another right. I think we wrote another song that we wrote after we'd already cut these 6, and I think that'll be on the next EP or album or whatever we do. But yeah, sorry to make a long story short. I'm really excited about that because that was, that was the first time we met, and I think we got a real banger out of it. And Dan Huff did his thing and put a crazy guitar solo on there, and I think the energy of the song is just, it's exactly what I was aiming for.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you most excited about that's coming up? Like tour, any of that stuff besides the album?
So the day after the album drops, I'm playing the Grand Ole Opry for the first time. So
Man,
Opry
come on,
debut,
dude. Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. I was just as excited for my listening room debut, a couple years ago. And I kind of just, it's another one of those places that's, it's Nashville heart. It's what makes Nashville the place that it is. And I've gone to visit the Grand Ole Opry as a tourist, as a fan.
Yeah.
I saw Keith Whitley being inducted into the Hall of Fame, by his ex-wife and his son, and Garth Brooks played that night. And so I've seen these people and these legends being talked about on that stage. You see all the pictures backstage, and it's crazy that I get to play it. So I'm probably most excited about that. Putting together a little tour for the fall. Yeah, I think Texas, Oklahoma. So
love it. And not only do you do music, but you also do a little acting.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
that's crazy. How'd you get into that?
That was one of those things I kind of just tried, and it started going okay. Got a couple green lights, and I was like, I think this could actually work. Yeah. So I just started. I was getting random, theater jobs, and then I got the agent, and then I'd get one line in a TV show, and then 2 lines, and then 2 episodes, and it just kind of snowballed a little bit.
Man, I think it's so cool because there's so many people that are doing that now, Lainey and McGraw, and just like that crossover. I think, it's just another feather in your hat that not only do you bring us great music, and we can't wait to keep watching the success, but
thanks, man.
You got the acting behind it as well. So
yeah, if I can do both for the rest of my life, I totally will.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I mean, Tim McGraw's got, I think a production company now, and I love to see that. And I think as long as you're not on tour and you've got a couple months free, why not?
Why not? Yeah. Great way to get your music out too. You just got to write that into the contract. I'll do this show, but it's my music behind it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 2 contracts at once.
That's right. Yeah,
maybe that's why Tim's doing it.
Well, last question on our podcast. I always end with this. So, with everything that you've got going on and EP coming out later on, if you can go back to Scotland to 8-year-old Callum, what advice would you give yourself today?
I'd probably say just start earlier, start following your dreams earlier. It took me a long time. I grew up in a place that wasn't super artistic, artistically motivated. It's like soccer, or you get a trade, and which I love soccer. Yeah. A lot of my friends have got great trades and great jobs and great lives. I just never felt like I was part of it. And I think, if I was 8-year-old now, I'd probably give him like a little mini keyboard and get him Logic on his computer and just say, just start making stuff, and just don't be scared to do it. Because as soon as I did, all the people that you think are going to scrutinize you are like, dude, this rocks. And it's like, oh, what was I scared of the whole time? So yeah, that's what I'd say probably.
That's awesome. You mentioned you grew up on rock. What kind of stuff did you grow up? What's your biggest influence of that?
I think, my dad was AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Led Zeppelin, and stuff like that. But I think from that, the bands that were big at the time when I was coming up through, primary school and early high school were, Fall Out Boy and Green Day, My Chemical Romance, Nickelback. And so, I loved all those bands. Sum 41, remember them? Yeah. So I just loved anything that was, had hard drums and good guitars. And I couldn't play any of them on the guitar. So when I moved to Texas, I think I was 17, I started playing country music. I was like, this is easier to play, and I can sing it. So I was like, I'm sold. I'm a huge fan. Yeah. And that kind of led me, whatever happened after that, I think I was just obsessed with country music.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Well, I love how you bring your roots into the music that you do, and just keep doing it, man. We're big fans.
All right.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, brother.
Everybody check out his music and follow him, and watching some good stuff happen, dude.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, CMA Fest, Smithfield. We have known each other we go way back. Way back.
Long time.
And it's just so amazing to have been able to be friends with you guys and watch your careers just flourish. And now here we are at CMA Fest, and you guys have such a busy week. What are you most looking forward to?
Ooh, I think our fan party. That's coming up today. It's going to be our 7th annual. And every year we do a special, because people are coming into town, they only get 3 or 5 songs at your performances. Mm-hmm. So at our fan party, we get to perform a whole hour and really spend time with them. So that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, we were saying earlier, we really kind of front-loaded things a little bit this year because we've played 3 times already this week. And like interviews today, signing, fan parties. So everyone's
listening room last night.
Listening room last night. And everybody's like, which performance are you looking forward to the most? We're like, we already done several.
Yeah. We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up today.
Oh man, I love it. Well, I mean, it's just the success that you guys have had it's been amazing.
Thank you.
Like do you have those pinch me moments?
Definitely. I mean, which one is hard to pinpoint. I mean, the Grand Ole Opry, hearing our song on the radio,
that was cool.
Touring all over the country, opening for some of the biggest acts in country music. Like, I'm not trying to brag here, I promise.
No, I'm hoping for many more pinch me moments.
And there's going to be many more.
There definitely is going to be. I know that.
Mm-hmm. But there's definitely been several.
I want to talk about the new single, Heaven Has a Listening Room. And
we don't mention other
You'll have one
on
of
this,
those too, I believe.
Heaven Has a Grand Ole Opry. Obviously, what we do is talk about the stories behind the songs. So let's dive into that one.
Yeah. Well, it was our way of honoring a place that gave us, one of our first big opportunities when we first started. We got a record deal really early on when we moved here, made a whole album that never came out. And so we were left to either go back home to Texas or put out the music that we believed in. And so a lot of that music came from playing at the listening room. And then when the Opry got to hear it, they gave us our first start. So it was our way of honoring them, honoring the greats that came before us. We're artists that, I never got to see Minnie Pearl. I never got to see Hank Williams. I never got to see all my favorite Patsy Cline, all these artists that I grew up listening to, never got to see them live. So the idea comes from, I hope that heaven has an Opry someday so we get to see all those greats that came before us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a tip of the hat to such an iconic place. I mean, was it one of those songs that came out quickly for you?
So this was written by Adam Wood and Emily Landis. Adam Wood,
Yeah.
He's a very frequent listening room guy. And one of our closest collaborators over the years.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote Hey Whiskey
and We'll Figure It Out, and some of the biggest songs we've had.
Yeah.
This was a song he played for us one day after we got through writing. He's like, which to this day, I'm kind of like, this was on purpose for sure. Because he's like, let me just play this song I wrote the other day for you guys. Like, if you like it, whatever.
Wow.
He was very coy about it. And then, of course, it was stuck in our heads for like 2 weeks. And we just texted him. I was like, man, if you're okay with it, we would love to cut this song, because before, Cody Johnson or Brad Paisley or somebody steals it or gets it, and I think it was one of those moments that something really connected with us. And, it's meant so much to our story. It's meant so much to our journey. And we were just like, Adam told us, he was like, I wanted someone to record this song that holds the Opry in that kind of esteem and appreciates the Opry for what it is. And there's nobody more than you guys.
It's such a great song. Came out a couple months ago in April and doing so well. And I want to also dive in Country with a Heart Part 1 that came out, and you're about to put out Part 2.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So Part 1 came out in May of last year. We've been working on Part 2 for the last 6-7 months. Heaven Has a Grand Ole Opry is the first single off of it. We have another one coming out called Take Me to Texas, which we actually debuted last night at the listening room, which is really cool. Honoring our home state, who we are and where we're from. There'll be one more single to come out, and then that Country with Heart Part 2 will come out in September.
Yeah.
So this music all leads up to the ultimate release of our first album, really, because then it now becomes a full album at that point, which is really special for us. We've been fighting for that for a long time.
Yeah.
We've been trying to write a song about Texas for a long time too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting. Like we've written several in the past, but it's felt like too cheesy or too pandering. And that's a very fine line to walk.
For sure.
But we wrote this one actually with Adam. It's a guy from Alabama, of course. And we were just like, this is it. This is the Texas song we've been waiting on. And it's funny when we play it, even people not from Texas are like, man, that song's awesome. I'm like, aren't you from Iowa? And they're like, yeah, but it's just, it makes you feel like that nostalgia and like being proud of where you're from. It's more like the grand thought of it other than specifically having to be from Texas. But
yeah, I love it. Well, I mean, you guys have, you've done a lot so far already this week. You've got a lot of other stuff going on. What do you think is your favorite part of CMA Fest as a whole?
Oh, I think, okay, we get to meet people from literally all over the world. And, you know, we've played C2C Festival in London, which was really cool. I didn't even realize how many fans that we had over there. But, you know, it's expensive. Being independent, it's expensive to get to Australia and London and, you know, Germany and all the places that our music is resonating. So to have them come here and literally meet people from all over the world that are like, I've always wanted to meet you. I've listened to your music, you know, 3-5 years, whatever. You're like, it's just incredible. I think that's really cool. Yeah. Because these are people that may not ever get to see us live, that get to see us here.
Yeah.
That's to me what makes CMA Fest so special.
I would agree with that. I think, you know, it's cool, like we were talking about at the listening room last night, a little bit about how special that situation is because they do see a lot of people on these stages for 10, 15 minutes that play the full band thing and everything. Mm-hmm. I was just telling the audience last night, I was like, this is like the origin of all of that. Like, this is where all the music starts. Like, probably most of the songs you're hearing on these big stages this week were played for the first time on a stage. Either here or this kind of like setup.
Yeah.
Writers trying out songs, artists trying out songs. And so I think it's like, it is the festival, but I think it's all the other things too for people that have never even been to Nashville and experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have always done a really good job pouring into the fans too. I've seen that like from day one, I feel like, you know, when you first formed Smithfield, it was like, to me, like I would watch you guys walk out after a show and it seemed like you were platinum selling artists, you know, I mean, it's just like, you know, people that would come up that would probably just like, hey, that one song that you played, I really liked or whatever. Yeah. But you guys would just, you and still do just stand there and have conversations like you're pros because you are.
Yeah. I mean, love it. I've always like take a page out of T Swift's book like everybody else, but like she connected with her fans before she was signed, before anything blew up. And it's like just taking that approach of being able to talk to people, connect with them. And I think that goes a long way. There's people that have been following us for a long time that because of those interactions at the listening room and venues and coming out and talking and taking a picture when you can, you know, sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
If you ever can.
But if you ever can, I think those are important. Country music fans are around for a long time.
Yep.
You know, pop, it's like, you know, maybe in your 20s and 30s, but you know, I mean, look at Reba.
Yeah.
You know?
I just never
like, I want to be doing this for a long time.
I never want to be the artist that like met with the fans and then I got that thing that I wanted and then I didn't. Because then it's like, as a fan, like I feel very used.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you wanted to come and talk to me before you were this big thing. And then, you know, you have this success and now you don't want to talk. Like, I feel used. Like, you used my fandom to like, kind of get where you were going and then you've kind of forgot about us. So I never, ever want to be that artist. Like, because the reality is like, they put us there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they
legitimately, like they helped raise the funds for us to do our music. Being independent's a hustle.
It is.
It's a grind, you know, and I'm not anti-label. I think you need to have the right partner at the right time, but there's a lot you can do independently too.
Yeah.
And we've seen that firsthand. But they like literally like, I think about this is crazy to think about. They pay my bills in Nashville. Yeah. Like when you stream our music, buy a piece of merch, spend your hard-earned money to come see us at a show.
They paid for 2 of our projects.
I mean, yeah. Like,
actually paid for it.
Yeah.
Yes, paid for us to put out our music. So I think that's why we're as grateful as we are, why we do still take that time every time, if we can.
Yeah.
To say hi.
And I think, I mean, it's going to go such a long way. I mean, I love sitting down like with people like you that I have known for so many years and it makes it just fun and easy because we all know each other.
Yeah.
But you know, I've seen the flip side of it, even with friends, you know, where they'll get big and all of a sudden it's like, you know, they kind of forget where they came from.
Yeah.
And, you guys are just always just pure, and true to who you are. And I think that shows to the fans, it shows in your music, and it's just going to keep you going. You said that you want to be doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know that you are. I just
all right,
know it.
from your lips to God's
Yes,
ears.
yes.
Come on, Chris. I always say, I'm like, I don't know if I can cuss. We're gonna little big town this shit. You can bleep it out. But
Yeah.
but like they took so long, and I love their harmonies. I love their bond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have music careers, but they also have families. Like I just really look up to them, and I see me and Trey in that vein musically too,
Yeah.
and aspirationally in my dreams. But you know, it took them a long time. Like 15 years.
Yeah.
And so I know it's taken us a long time. We've only grown, and it may not, you know, explode like Lainey Wilson has, you know, but it took her a long time too.
Yeah, it did.
So, you know, I always say we're going to be like Little Big Town. We're going to take forever. And then when it happens, everybody's going to go, oh, I always knew, or, oh, that happened fast. And it's like, what did Dolly say? Like, yeah, if you consider 14 years an overnight success. I feel like they don't know all the hard work and time it takes. So I'm really proud to still be doing it. And I wouldn't still be doing it if I didn't believe it was going to be at the stadium, you know? Yeah. That's what keeps me going. So
definitely. Yeah. And I said this several times, but the listening room was probably the very first place that ever gave us an opportunity to play our music.
It did.
When we moved to town, and we'll never forget that, because when we moved to town, you know, you're just inundated with artists and writers that want to play anywhere. And we were sending our stuff around. Hey, we're new to town. We just moved here. Can we come play? And the listening room was the first one that was like, yeah.
I don't know if you know this, Chris. We got a record deal because of the listening room.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Really?
We played the very first night you guys opened, not the Cummins Station. That was before our time. Second Avenue location. There were 4 people there. It was us, Carly Pierce, Elise Hayes. I'll never forget it. I'm like, 4 people. Oh, gosh. But one of those 4 people worked for the very first label that we signed to. And that night he went back to his boss and said, their harmonies are amazing. If you don't let me sign them, I'm going to quit. And anyway, we were signed like a couple weeks later, but it was because of the listening room.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Saw us that night. We had to do one more showcase for the whole staff.
Yeah.
But that was the night that led to all of that.
That's amazing.
You know?
And then the last little gushy moment I'll throw in there too is the listening room let us come and do our after party after our Grand Ole Opry debut.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, you
that
did.
was a blast.
Yeah,
Can
so
you
much fun.
please let us
Yep.
do it? Because all these people came from out of town to hear 2 songs, and I was like, man.
See, and that's those are the moments for me. I remember when you texted and you were like, "Can we please come over after our Opry debut?" And I'm like, "Can you?" Like, like it just means so much that you wanted to, and
I love
to
this place.
share moments like that is just
Yeah, I hope you'll have us forever.
We will. Yeah, keep coming back.
We will.
We love you. And everybody out there, go check out Smithfield. They're crushing it. And yeah, I'm just so proud of you guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you for being here. Walker, Montgomery,
Thanks for having me,
in the
man.
house.
Yeah, buddy. It's a good day.
Man, yeah, dude, you have a unique story with your dad, John Michael Montgomery, who I grew up absolutely loving.
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah. Back when I had my band, I mean, I would cover a lot of that stuff. And so just talk about, like, you know, you grew up coming to CMA Fest and doing a lot of that stuff. So how does it feel now that you're on the other side of it?
Yeah, man. I mean, we'd always come down, and of course, it was fanfare back then.
Yeah.
But we'd stay. You know, Mama would make us stay on the bus. You know, she was a little bit protective of us, so we didn't get to explore probably like we should have. But it's definitely fun being down here, doing my own thing and playing shows and making fans and stuff like that. And I guess it's my 5th year doing it. We're doing the Reverb stage, and I think that's my 3rd time doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's always a good time. Any kind of show where I can go home and sleep in my own bed. That's why I love playing the Opry.
Best show.
But,
Yep.
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. And you recently put out your version of "I Love the Way You Love Me."
Yeah.
What made you want to kind of redo that and put your own spin on it?
Yeah, man. Everybody always asked me when I was going to do one of Dad's songs or cover a Montgomery Gentry song or a John Michael song or just anything like that. And it just, no reason at all except it felt like it was just time, to do it. And that's always been probably my favorite one of his. It was his first number 1. But it just felt like the timing was right, with TikTok and everything and 90s country coming back. It just felt right. And luckily it worked out.
And you got, I think, over 40 million views.
We got something like that, but it's no, man. It totally changed everything. The trajectory of my career. It's amazing what a song can do. It's amazing that it changed his life and changed mine.
Yeah. Well, it's a great song, and I love your version of it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I want to talk about, obviously, what we do at the listening room and with the podcast. We dive into the stories behind the song. So your latest single, Nothing Like You Nowhere, you released in May.
Yep.
Where did that song come from?
Man, I'd had that song in my back pocket for probably about 2 or 3 years. And we'd been in the studio and out of the studio, and for whatever reason, it just didn't seem like the right time to cut it. And this past time that we were in the studio, we were looking for that last song, and I was like, boys, I got it. And but the love songs are really what the brand has become, and which is good, because that's what I love. That's what I gravitate towards. I think that's what my voice sounds the best on. And I just love singing the love songs. It's, I want to be played at weddings till the day I die, and, so I've just been holding on to that one for the right time. But, no, it's a great song, and it's, I wish I had a master plan. I got engaged the Monday, and then it came out on Friday. So I wish I had this master plan that releasing a love song, but it was just a good coincidence.
Yeah. Congratulations on that, by the way. Krista's been a friend for a long time.
Oh, she's great, man. She's awesome.
We've been loving having Tiger Lily at listening room for years, and it's congrats, man.
Oh, man, they're a good little group, and I was lucky to find her.
Yeah. Well, what do we have to look forward to? What's coming up?
Man, we've got a bunch of touring coming up. That's probably the main thing. And we got more songs and stuff coming out. I actually just went back into the studio a couple weeks ago, recorded 3 more songs. But we're going out with Cody Johnson some this fall. We got a Dwight Yoakam tour. And then we got a Dustin Lynch, Scotty McCreery co-headlining tour that we're doing,
nice,
which is basically all of November.
Yeah.
And a little bit of October. But yeah, so touring, I mean, I Love the Way You Love Me did it all, I mean, from that point on, the touring got better. My show as a performer got better. Everything just totally changed. But yeah, so the touring is definitely picked up a little bit, but that's why I do it. I just want to play shows.
Yeah. Yeah. And talk about a little bit about your writing. And like, are you more of a lyric guy, music?
So I hate words. If I could go into a write and not write a single word, I would love it. I'm a melody guy to a T. We
were talking before this, you should do audiobooks
with
you.
Yeah. But I've always loved the melodies. I think that goes along with the love songs and those great melodies. But yeah, man, I always try to come in to the room with a title and a melody.
Yeah.
And look, some days my melodies are off and my words are on, right? But my publisher, Major Bob Aubrey Daniels, who's the head of publishing over there, she knows my strengths and she knows the writer's strengths and everything. So she really can put me in some good rooms with guys who may be a little bit weaker on melody, but stronger on lyrics.
Yeah.
So she can set me up for the best success in a writing room.
Yeah. Love that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, dude, I love, just love watching the career, and you've got so much going on, and it's just, I can't wait to just keep watching things grow, dude.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And Listening Room was my first show in Nashville.
Was it really?
First round I ever did, and I got paid. I was like, well, I'm going to do these all the time. Never got paid for another round in Nashville ever again until I did Listening Room again.
Man, I started this in 2006 for that reason, because I was playing around town the same thing, and I was like, why are we as songwriters that not getting paid to do this?
Yeah.
So,
but it's great what they got going on over there. And I appreciate you having me on, man.
Thank you. Last question. If you could go back to 8-year-old Walker,
okay,
what advice would you give yourself today?
Oh man. I would say get into music sooner. Start playing guitar sooner. Because I feel like, I started doing it all really when I was like 16. Because I was playing sports and basketball, and I had to look at me, right? I'm not going to go to the NBA. I'm 6'1" white guy from Kentucky. It just ain't happening. But so pick up the guitar sooner. It's gonna really change your life, even not in the industry. You know, it's a good outlet to be able to be creative on and do that. So mainly I'd say get better at guitar.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, brother.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Absolutely.
This episode is brought to you by Brit Skin Beauty. Located in the beautiful Indulgence Medi Spa in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, Brittany is the go-to esthetician for facials, dermaplaning, microdermabrasion, waxing, lashes, and any skincare products and consultations. So many people in the music industry use her frequently, and her work speaks for itself. To schedule your next consultation or make an appointment, visit britskinbeauty.com or send an email to britskinbeauty@gmail.com.
All right, here at CMA Fest, John Paycheck. How you doing, brother?
Doing the best I can.
Yeah,
it's been
man.
a great CMA so far.
Yeah. Well, dude, I wanna dive in. Obviously, you're the son of country legend Johnny Paycheck. So you've grown up in the business, and now you're on this side of it.
Yep.
How does this feel, man? This is a crazy busy week for you.
It is. It's a crazy busy week, and the whole experience of coming back to music and then coming back in the way that I have instead of being behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's been a really good response, and we're having a lot of fun. Having a lot of fun with it. There are some frustrations. There's always frustrations in this kind of business, but yeah, no, it's been good. It's been really good.
Yeah. Well, you're carrying on the family legend of music. Yeah. I mean, and it's just that's gotta feel really good.
It does. It's like being able to take over the family business, right? And just like a farm kid would coming up, taking over his mom and dad's farm. It's like that to me. Yes, there's big shoes to fill. I hear all that all the time, but it's really what I'm doing is I feel a little bit different anyway. And I'm still paying homage though to Dad.
Yeah.
As much as I can. Like in the show, we do some of his songs as well.
Yeah.
And it would be crazy if I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I almost feel like it'd be disrespectful. So yeah, so I do some of his stuff.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to dive into your music and what's going on, but just before we get there, like growing up in the business, did you know that this is what you always wanted to do?
No. Actually, I kind of wanted to get away from it. I liked it, and I worked with Dad on the road every summer. Once I got to high school, especially, and after high school. But I didn't like the business portion of it, so I ended up getting away from it and going off to become a firefighter. And then I became went to the Army after 9/11. And I've been there for about 20 years. And here we are now doing this. So it came full circle when I was talking with Shooter Jennings.
Yeah.
I was talking with him, and we were here for an event. And it was like a homecoming in a way. Because Miss Tucker, Tanya Tucker was there, and Shooter was there, Tyler Coe was there, and all these people that meant a lot to me, right? So it was like a homecoming, and I found out then I was like, man, I really miss this, and I missed being creative, and so here we are being creative and touring and everything else.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, let's talk about that and More Days Behind, your latest project.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. More Days Behind. There's the new album. It's the title track as well, and it's really me getting to a point in life where I've come this way. I'm right here in the middle, and I've gone, wait a minute. There's not as many days in front of me as that I've experienced. What am I going to do with this now? And I need to be grateful for what I have. So. It's talking about that. And, we got that. We got Foolish Ways on there, which just had the video that released. Very serious song about, depression and from the view of somebody in depression or maybe possibly as an addict. And how they sometimes really don't want to be helped, but you do a little bit. We got that. We've got a murder ballad on there, which, boy, I was really concerned about writing that because I was like, people are going to think I'm crazy, but it's more like a mystery in a way. So yeah, it was fun to write. It was interesting, but the new album's out. It's doing well. Can't complain about that either. Everything's going nice.
Yeah. I know this is always a hard question, but do you have a favorite song on that album?
Foolish Ways.
Okay.
Foolish Ways is definitely my favorite song. And it's the reason being is I like the way it turned out. And I wrote that one solely, and it's from a piece of me. I get Honky Tonk Blackout and some of these other songs that I've written. There's a piece of me in there, but this one, it hit home for me, and it was about my own experiences with depression and coming back home to a divorce and everything else after being in combat, and and then just struggling with that for a while. Good news is, light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it does get better. So yeah,
man, I love that. Do you write a lot by yourself?
I do. I write a lot by myself. I write with a co-writer as well, Scott Gabby, and I also just wrote last year. We wrote a song with Aaron Enderlin, and that one we put on the new album too. And that's a good song. I like writing with other people, but I don't do it as often as I write my own material. So
that's unique and very cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
which is unique.
Well, I mean, you just don't hear as much these days of people writing songs by themselves.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So, it's typically all co-writers. I mean, sometimes 4 or 5 writers on a song.
Yeah.
It's like, but typically, you see at least 2 or 3, and so I've got to applaud you for that. I mean, just being
I'm an
able
odd
to,
duck, I guess.
No, it's very cool. So yeah. So what's coming up for tour?
For the tour, oh boy! Well, I'll tell you, our next big one here in town is we're going to be at Chiefs on Broadway.
Yeah,
we're going to play up there at the steeple, the Neon Steeple, and that's July 17th.
Okay,
and I'm excited about that one because boy, I love that room. It sounds so good.
Yeah,
and it's just a neat place. It really is. So we're playing there July 17th. We're not playing much else in town this year that I know. Oh, you know what? We might be. But we'll figure that out later. But all over Texas, all over the West a little bit. Just lots of moving. We're going to be up in Ohio too. Somewhere around Hillsboro, around my dad's old stomping grounds a little bit. Busy. It's been fun.
Your manager was telling me before that you've got some unreleased old Johnny Paycheck songs coming out too.
I do, and we're working on those right now. The tape was deteriorated, so we're trying to see if we can use any of the new technology to try to clean it up a little bit, right, before we put it out. And I'm expecting next year probably we might have that. And I may actually be doing a song with Dad. I don't know, because you can do that in the studio. We'll see on that one.
So cool.
It would be. It would be extremely touching to my heart to be able to do a song with my dad like that.
Gosh, man, I'm just trying to envision that. Like, how emotional would that be? Just standing in the studio. I mean,
it would be.
Come on.
So we'll see what happens. I hope it happens. But yeah, we got to see what we can do with the tapes and get them all cleaned up. So yeah.
Well, we'll be following along, John. It's I'm excited to see what happens with that and everything else. I always love asking this question. And especially with people like you that grew up around the industry.
Yeah.
If you could go back to 8-year-old John, now everything that you're doing and everything that you've been through, and by the way, thank you for the service.
Thank you.
And just what advice, if you could go back to 8-year-old you, what advice would you give yourself today?
Go into the military sooner, because it was a calling I had, and it was such a good fit.
Yeah.
It really was for me. And I would probably do that. I was an Army aviator. So yeah, it worked out really well. I ended up aviation, and then I did intelligence work. And it was a great fit. It still is. I'm still a reservist, but I'm probably going to end up having to get out because this is taking over, and it's taking a lot of time. So, but yeah, I would tell myself, go in earlier. Don't listen to mom and dad.
Yep. That's great advice. I tried to join.
Okay.
And couldn't because I have a degenerative disc.
That'll do it.
My dad, my grandpa, my great grandpa, I was the first one to not be able to do the military.
Okay.
And it crushed me.
Yeah.
But I am a pilot, so I could sit here and talk
nice
for days about that. So
I'm a helicopter pilot and a fixed wing pilot.
Man,
so
that's
I've
great.
flown 3 different Army helicopters and Army, so the C-12, King Air.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I flew.
I love it. Man, yeah.
Good times.
I've only gotten to fly a couple small jets, but typically I've got a Beechcraft 836. So that's
Nice.
That's my baby.
Yes, heck yeah, man. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one to be your baby, sure.
Yeah. So, but man, I appreciate it, dude. And we're just gonna keep being fans. We got to get you to listening room at some point.
Yeah, I would love to come out and do that. Heck yeah. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you real quick, I'm gonna throw this at you. Aaron Tippin.
Yeah.
He's another country. We'll call them country music aviators. How about that? So there's another one for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure you're aware.
Man, I meet so many. Even some people.
Jamie Johnson. He's an aviator as well.
Yeah, and tons of writers. Brett James.
Yeah.
I think Paul Overstreet. Is he? I think
I'm not sure on Paul Overstreet, although I do know somebody I can ask about that. So I'll find out and I'll text you.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we need to have a just a day of all the pilots.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Man,
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Well, John, dude, thanks for being here.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's going to be an amazing week for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Shane Profitt in the house.
Yes,
CMA
sir.
week. This is CMA Fest is just a crazy fun time, man.
It is.
And you've got a couple shows, Spotify House, Close Up Stage. What does this week mean to you, bro?
Man, this week is nothing short of amazing for me because, like I was saying over there, man, just getting to meet everybody and hang out with everybody from the fans to radio PDs to just getting to talk about our music and everything like that, everything that we are genuinely looking forward to as artists. This week is super special all the way around.
What it's kind of like a homecoming, for all the artists too. Who's the artist that you're most looking forward to see?
So here's the thing. There's not just one person that I'm looking forward to, as generic as that sounds, because
no, that is the best answer. I was waiting.
Well, because, and the reason I say that is because no matter where you go, you're going to hear people singing.
Yeah.
And you just go to the voice. It's like you follow the light, you follow the voice, and there's no telling who you might run into this week. So,
yeah.
But if I had to name somebody specific, Randy Houser.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Don't get much better than that.
That voice, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could hear that voice from blocks away for sure.
Well, it's going to be a little bit before this episode comes out, but as we sit here today at CMA Fest, it is Friday, New Music Friday, and Long Live Country.
It came out today.
Came out today,
yeah.
So, man, that's got to feel really good. You're down here during this awesome week and new music. So take me into the room with that single.
Man, so Long Live Country. So when you get a record deal, one of the things people literally the first thing that they do when you get a record deal or any slightest bit of success, they say you need to have a touring LLC. So I had the idea called LLC, and I had no idea, what I wanted, like that Travis Tritt song Trouble. I smell TROUBLE. I love those spell out songs. So at first I was like, LLC, what can we do with that? And then Long Live Country came about. And so I wrote that with Matt Rogers and Lindsey Rhymes, both of them phenomenal songwriters.
Yep.
And we sat down and I just had literally the title LLC. We sat down, we started throwing around ideas. Matt got on Long Live Country after we talked about that. And Lindsey was over there making a track. And man, I just, as a songwriter, I want that song that people roll the windows down when the weather's nice. They roll their windows down, fly down a back road, crank it up, and I think we hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah.
So
it's a great song, man.
Man, I'm super excited for everybody to get to hear it. Hopefully, if they're watching this, they already have heard it.
Yep.
But no, it's super exciting. It came out today, and I'm just over the moon about it. I really am.
What's coming up for you?
Man, there's a lot actually. So I have the Darius Rucker tour, which I'm really, really excited about. I grew up listening to Darius and Hootie.
Yeah.
So getting to tour with those guys, man, it's it's unreal.
Yeah.
I have some stuff with Aldine coming up, which I'm really excited about. And
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some Aldine stuff
Nice.
coming up. I would say probably when this comes. Actually, no, we did announce it. I think yesterday.
Okay.
So
yeah, I just hadn't heard. So
yeah, no, it just I think it just came about. I don't
Okay.
even think pre-sales up yet.
Wow.
But no, I'm excited for that. And man, just getting to travel around, meet everybody, shake as many hands as I can, and
Yep.
get to play my songs for my kind of people.
Yeah.
Don't get much better.
Yeah. Well, dude, we've been fans for a long time,
Thank
and can't wait to just keep watching you crush it.
Thank you, brother.
If you had to go back to 8-year-old Shane, with everything you've had going on and still to come, what kind of advice would you give yourself today?
I think the advice I would give myself today at 8-year-old Shane. Keep in mind, 8-year-old Shane was a little hellraiser. I was a hellion. But something I wish I'd known when I was 8 is the fact that everything will be okay. As low in this industry specifically, there are so many ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right. I just signed a new record deal with Triple Tigers. I was at a previous label. The week that I closed on my house, I got dropped. And those of y'all watching this, we don't get paychecks every week.
Yeah.
Like, we don't go in and punch a clock. Our record label is pretty much our bank.
Yeah.
You know? And the fact that I got dropped the week that I closed on my house, dude, that was the lowest point of my life. I was at the highest point. You know, I found my home with my girlfriend, fiance now, and everything I just thought was going my way. I had a top 15 at radio, and all of a sudden, like that, you know, that switch can get flipped. And I prayed about it, and I'm a firm believer that if you pray about something and you surround yourself with good people, I don't know how long it'll take, but something will come out of that that's good.
Yep.
And something Chloe told me, my fiance now, she said, 2 years ago, you need to look back and think that yourself 2 years ago would be so proud of yourself today. And that's one of the deepest things I've ever been told.
Yeah.
And I think that's, if I could go back when I was 8 years old, like you said, I'd wish I'd known that at the time.
Yeah.
And just told myself that all the way up to this point. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it gets tough, but I promise you, whatever you're going through will pass.
Yeah. Man, great advice, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. And thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Good talking with
All
you.
right.
Man.
Have a great week.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Well, Frank, Ray, thank you for being here. CMA Fest. It's always a fun week, dude.
Isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is.
man.
Yeah.
Just like the fan experience, just all the organized chaos.
Yes. Yeah. And you're bringing the party.
You do that.
What is this week like for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, it started last night. And we ran into Karin Leon. I don't know if you guys know Karin Leon, but huge Mexican artist. And he's done a lot of stuff. Like, he's got that song out with Cody Johnson right now. He's done a bunch of other stuff with, like, Kane Brown. Anyway, the man loves tequila is what I'm trying to get at.
So do I.
Yeah, there you see. Yeah. And so we wound up at a Kid Rock's bar last night and had a tequila night. It just kind of snuck up on us.
Yeah.
but anyway, so yeah, that was that was right after our performance at Hard Rock. And, today we got some more stuff going on with Friends in Low Places. And then we're doing this big event at Plaza Mariachi, which people aren't familiar with Plaza Mariachi down here in Nashville. It's a big venue where they got shops and they got restaurants and stuff, and they got stages, and it's a really cool place for people to go and celebrate the Latin culture. And so we're doing something with the CMA tonight called Country Con Corazon, and it's just a lot of fun. Me, a bunch of other Hispanic artists like Angie K, and Mariah, and Andrea Vasquez, and Generacion M. It's a whole thing.
Know all of them. Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
It's gonna be awesome.
So let's talk about that, because I think it's so cool what you do with country music and bringing your Latin roots into it.
Thank you.
How did all that start? Were you always into country music and then
Yes.
just kind of like mixed it? Like,
Yeah, so I grew up, obviously, what we'd say like entre ambas culturas, right? Two different cultures, right? I grew up in the southwestern town of Columbus, New Mexico, which is a border town with Palomas, Chihuahua. That's where I fell in love with tequila, actually. True story. But I also spent a lot of time in the border town of Laredo, Texas. And so, country music is huge in Texas. But Mexican mariachi music is huge in New Mexico. So kind of going between those two is something that happened very, very naturally for me.
Yeah.
But you notice early on that, the two genres have always been related. I think Mexican influence has been embedded in country music's DNA since the beginning of time. And so, country music has always been this big melting pot of different cultures and sonically, whether it's blues or gospel or bluegrass, and mariachi music. So I think it's just we're at a point now where representation is important, and country music is doing an incredible job of embracing these different cultures. And I'm just excited and proud to be at kind of the forefront of the Latin movement here that's going on.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it in a great way, man.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.
I want to dive into Miami and Tennessee.
Yes.
Great song. Take me into the writer's room. How did that song come about? And walk me through the story behind it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, this song found its way to me through some songwriting friends of mine. So I wasn't a writer.
I thought you were a writer. Okay.
No, I wish I'd be getting some money. No, I was getting No, it is Chase McGill, Joy Beth Taylor, and it's all right. You want some tequila?
yeah.
Somebody get this man a bottle of tequila. Stat. But no, Joy Beth Taylor, Chase McGill, and Lindsay Rhymes. They're incredible writers. They wrote this song, and I think they just kind of sat on it for a little bit because they're like, we don't know anybody who can cut this.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, I started kind of making my way through the scene, and here we are. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome to kind of put my own flavor on that song, but it's great, man. I think it does a really great job of blending both cultures.
Yeah,
and it starts out with this Latin kind of vibe, but then it gets to that big chorus. It just sounds super mainstream country radio. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, man, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it's a great song. It found its way to me.
Yeah,
and it's just, I think it does a great job of blending the two cultures, and it's just in time for summer. So let's go.
That's awesome. What is coming out next for you?
Oh gosh, well we're super hyper focused on Miami and Tennessee. It's out at country radio right now, so that's a huge thing, especially in regards to representation, but not just for my career, but for the representation, what it means to have a song out of country radio that's got this Latin vibe. And so we're promoting that heavily. The music video is coming out too. We just finished filming that, and that's just if people don't get the vibe from the song itself, which they will, they'll definitely see it in the video. It's really cool to see how we blended those two worlds. But yeah, I think we're touring. I'm all over the place. Obviously, it's festival season, so all the things are going to be all over the place, man. I got a few dates coming up with Cole Swindell. That's going to be really awesome. I just got off the road with Neil McCoy, who's a legend and an icon, and just absolutely incredibly funny and just a good human. And it was just really awesome, man. I've just been touring, and I got this big festival in South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that I'm doing, and Pitbull is headlining. So that is going to be incredible. It's the craziest lineup. It's me, Uncle Cracker, TLC, and Pitbull.
Oh, dude.
It's like I don't even know how I fit into this whole thing, but it's so fun, dude. It's called Lally Cooler, so that's really awesome. Really looking forward to that. And but yeah, man, just all the things, dude.
I love it, man. Yeah. Last question. I love asking this. With everything that you've got going on, if you could go back to 8-year-old you right now, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
Oh, man. Look, I think this whole thing all happens in God's timing. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't rush it or anything like that. I think I would tell 8-year-old me to say, hey, man, just be patient. Put your trust and faith in God, and put your surround yourself with good people, which I have an incredible team, from my management to my label to my publishing company and to my family, my friends. Like just surrounded by really good, positive, ambitious people. And I think if you just do that, 8-year-old me, you just continue to walk the path that's been written for you, then it's all going to work out. Be patient and keep having a kind heart. Things will work out.
Love it, man.
Yeah,
Frank.
Chris, thank you so much, man.
Glad you have you. And
yes,
thanks so much, dude.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
We'll see you at the listening room sometime.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. All right, here we are, CMA Fest, Swan Brothers in the house.
We are here.
Come on, man.
We're here.
And you guys just played the listening room last night.
Yeah.
So this is a crazy busy week for everybody. Tell me what it's like for you guys.
You know, I was just saying it is probably the and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it is the most overwhelming week for an artist, I would say, because there's so much going on at every day. And the older we get, the less we do, but it's a busy week for everyone. And but it's so rewarding, man, because the people are the reason we have jobs. And I was just saying, it's crazy when I see someone bring up pictures, all the way back to the first year we were here. You know? And I can look at that picture and say, oh yeah, that was right after Riverfront stage, and I stepped off and threw up because I was so hot. Like I know the memories with it. So the fact that those people are still coming back, man, it's very rewarding to see fans like that.
Yeah. What do you think your favorite part of this week is?
Probably just reconnecting with people.
Yeah.
And like he said, like they may bring a guitar that we gave them 10 years ago and like, do you remember you gave me this and it was my first concert type moments. It's those stories that just like you want to hear them. It reminds you why you're doing what you're doing, Yeah.
And it's kind of like a family reunion with the artists too. I mean, we're all on the road, different places. So to see your fellow, friends that are in the business, that's fun too.
Yeah, it is, man. I've been doing the listening room for almost 20 years now. And there's so many that, that started out there and they're out on the road, and I see them maybe once a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it is so fun to come back, and it's just like, so with that, like who are you most excited to see during this week?
We're going to see Blake tomorrow night.
Come on. Yeah.
And, once we get done, we're going to go see our buddy Blake and just be fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We started as country music fans. That's why we're here. And Blake is a big part of our career. So, anytime he's willing to give us some tickets, we're going to go.
That's right.
Go watch him.
Yeah. We're mainly going just to see if he puts the song we wrote for him in the set. So that's on his new record. So.
If you're going to be backstage, so if you don't see it on the set list, you just walk out on stage. I mean, who's going to stop you at that point?
That's
just
true.
Yeah.
I have a feeling there's a few people that would stop us.
Well, you can make a good effort, Oh, man. Anything that we can talk about? Like, what do you want your fans to be excited for this coming year?
Man, we just released a EP in January, but we have songs ready to go record a new record. We
played them at the listening room.
Yeah. And that's definitely in the close future. We really haven't had time to get in the studio, but we're carving out some time. So that's next on the list. And we're also writing for other people too. And we've got shows, and I could not tell you where and when, but it's all online. But it's kind of the same circle every year, but it's what we do, man.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah.
It revolves.
You guys are crushing it, man.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. I always love having you at the listening room, and just fun for me to sit back and watch careers like that take off, and just
man, thank you.
Man, you guys provide such a great place for artists to go. And I know there's a lot of venues in Nashville, but there's something about the listening room that is becoming very Ryman Opry vibe to me, just because it's clean. Your staff is amazing, great food and drinks.
And you take care of the artists.
Yeah, and you do. You take care of artists, and man, we appreciate it that we have a place to come that we can trust. Like, when you plug in your guitar, it's going to be on, and it's a safe place to try out new songs. And I think the listener really enjoys the stories behind the songs.
It's a perfect name for a venue too, because there's a lot of writers' rounds you can go to where they don't listen at all, and this just puts it in the name. Like, listen to the artists, and we're fans too. Even the people that are on stage next to us that we get to come do the thing with us. I love hearing their stories, sitting right next to them and hearing the songs. So
y'all do it right, man.
It's good.
Man, it means more to me than I can tell you. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
No problem.
Yeah.
We'll keep coming as long as you keep having us back.
You're welcome anytime. You're part of the family, man. So and keep crushing it on the road, and we'll keep being fans. So love it, man.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good CMA week. Let's go.
Right, y'all too.
All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Stories Behind the Songs with Chris Blair. Make sure to give us a follow on Spotify if you enjoyed this episode, and make sure you click that notification button so you can keep notified when new episodes come out. We release brand new episodes every Tuesday, and you can find us on YouTube at Stories Behind the Songs with Chris Blair or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to send us a comment letting us know what you thought of the episodes. We love getting your feedback, and share this with your friends. The more we grow, the more that we can keep doing this. It's our mission to bring you all of these great stories behind the songs from some of Nashville's most iconic artists and songwriters, publishers, producers, everyone in between, and a lot of my great friends. We love what we do, and we love sharing their stories with you. We appreciate all of the continued support. Thanks also to all of our sponsors, and we will see you all next week.